Hi, Simon here. Welcome to this little introduction or tutorial for Diffusion Lab. This kind of web tool is able to take an input like this fluid that you can manipulate, or camera input or audio input, or any video to overlay it with stream diffusion AI generation. And this tool allows you to adapt any values of control net, of the denoise. You can change colors of the background of your fluid, the animation behavior. You can pop out the stream diffusion output and feed it via NDI to any other device. So it's kind of a very versatile tool to play around with, and it's very engaging and collaborative because as you see here, it allows remote control via Telegram. So you can put into a Telegram bot prompts, but also change control net presets. I will walk you through later through every preset feature. So I have a simple mode and an advanced mode. So I will first walk you through the simple mode. You just get an API key from Daydream.live. The passcode you can get from Discord, and then just put in your API key. And on that page, you are able to play around with the fluid. You can paste in your prompt. Let's start the stream in the background. So it takes always like 30 seconds, 20 seconds to start the stream. You can play around with the opacity, make it full screen, hide it, pop out the video in another tab. Then I'll copy the URL and send it via airdrop to your other Apple devices. Change the prompt to something from the negative prompt, and here you see already the output. Make it a bit transparent so you see the background. You can also pause the animation, so it just does what I do. Can hide the cursor, so it creates some kind of this slide cursor that you see there. And play around with velocity drawing, so I don't need to press anything. Later in a session you will understand why this is valuable. You can tweak the animation, if it should be just one color or a lot of colors, and if it should be chaotic, like the splats, the animation of the splats. And also you can define if your movement should fade out very quickly or not at all and stay for a while. You can play around and figure out fluid by yourself. Then control net is very important for the stream diffusion result. I created like 4 presets. At the moment, balanced is the best, I would suggest. The more pose you add, the more it looks like your prompt. The more you increase color, the more it follows the colors from your video input, like the splats here. When you remove that, it's green. And then reset values. Then under settings, I have a little debug window that I added where you can see what happens. Then there's Telegram section. I will introduce you later to it in the advanced mode. And Yeah, and then keyboard shortcuts for everything. So yeah, and we have like 4 input modes, so you can play around with the microphone input or your music player, whatever, or your synthesizer. So you can play around with reactivity, opacity, and also if it should be colorful or not, and also how smooth the edges should be or if not. Like now they are not very smooth, and the blob color. Yeah, and then there's also camera. Probably it will be too dark to see me, but let's give it a shot. And you can also always replace the camera with any input from yeah, that works nice. And maybe some fractal jellyfish. Let's see what it does. Meanwhile, what else do we have? Media, so it will can choose media from anywhere on your device. And yeah, then we have in our about section also the advanced section. Here I describe how you can set up everything so you can run the Telegram bot connection and the OC server. And with OC you can basically adjust every slider and value with other devices that support OC. OC is a network messaging standard protocol. It's called Open Sound Control, but actually you can use it for any kind of messages that you want to transfer over the internet or local network. So yeah, clone the repo, install requirements and everything, then shmot the bash file and run it, and then everything will be on will be running. And then you have to create a Telegram bot via bot father, so that will happen here, and then you can just create a new bot. For example, I created this diffusion prompt bot, and I copy this token and paste the token here, and then blah blah blah. Yeah, then I can highly recommend to download TouchOSC for your phone or tablet. Then get your IP address, like here, this is mine at the moment. When you hold option and go to your Wi-Fi icon, or on Windows, you will figure it out yourself. Yeah, you need that IP for TouchOSC, and also the port that will be 8000. And in TouchOSC, I will overlay now, I guess, how it looks like in TouchOSC. So here on iPad, when you download TouchOSC, you can go to the library, and here should be the multi-XY example. When you press play, you can use multiple fingers to send values somewhere. And here on the top right corner is this dot to go back to the menu. And the only thing you have to do is go to the pairing symbol, to OC, and type in your IP and this port that I mentioned, and then you're good to go. And then you are ready to move around. And in my version, in the blue version, I just changed the width and height, and also from each element here. And you go to 5, change width, and height to your tablet screen and color how you like. Same for this, this and this, each finger. And then you have full screen. Oh, maybe not 5 fingers, but you have full screen interactions. And you can add any slider and whatever you like. I added to the README on GitHub how the OSC commands are named. And that's basically it with TouchOSC. Then Diffusion Lab can recommend to create a PVA app, like add to home screen, and then you have it as app, and then it's starting directly in full screen, and you can do stuff with it. And with double finger tap, it hides the UI, and double tap again with 2 fingers. Right. If you just have an iPad with you, you can copy the URL and then airdrop it to another device where you want the output, and or you open it in another tab, and then you should also see it in this another tab. H file. Now it tells you also where the OSC server is listening for. And this is now localhost. And from here, when I press Control D, I can see if Telegram messages are coming in. And now I can go to Telegram and just post test, and you see position, blah blah blah. I also added a waiting line, so if more people are in the room and want to add prompts to the thing, you don't want them all to be visible there. So I added a waiting queue, and you can adjust the waitlist interval to wait, for example, every 10 seconds it should change, or every 3 seconds it should change the prompt. So now when I type in underwater corals, it will pop up in 3 seconds. Yeah, vibrant coral reef. And here in the debug view, you will always see what else comes in. And here in Telegram, I added a menu with presets where you can get quickly some lovely presets. So now it's lightning storm, and you get the lightning storm. Or fractal spell, then in 3 seconds you get the fractal spell, and there you go. Yeah. Then what's also cool, you can control also from the presets control net, like I want balanced or I want portrait, and it changed that directly here on the bottom. Like this is portrait at the moment, this is balanced. Right, but balance is most nice. I also added here, or did I explain everything here? There's also a group that I created, Diffusion from waitlist, so I can see what people are posting, or everyone can see what other people are posting or what is in the waitlist. Right, what else? And also for others in the room, if they want to start adding prompts, it automatically creates a QR code that people can scan and then play or join the session. So now I want to show you different ways of input. So here I have my OSC server and Telegram server running. Then there is my iPad with TouchOSC. with the right IP address and the right port to send the OC messages. And then when I hit play, and I try to show you both, like now, I think it's other way around, is it? Yeah, I get the idea. So I can use multiple fingers, 4, I guess even 5. And very natural and fun to play around with. Then I'm able to also use my watch app. So this is a Google Pixel watch from an Android Wear OS watch. And I can shake my wrist to activate the cursor, and now I'm controlling the cursor here. And when I can also use like tap. You see, tap, 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 tap. And what am I gonna show it from? Tap, 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 tap. And you can adjust the speed. The mouse speed at the moment is a bit too slow. But yeah, wiggle, it turns it off. Do nothing. Tap, 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 does nothing. And I wiggle and it turns it on. And when I activate on the side here, velocity can be also controlled with the mouse, with the wrist. And then with palm up tap, it hides the menu. And now I just need to move my arm around and it, yeah, changes everything. And this can, at the moment it's controlling the mouse via Bluetooth HID, but it can also be controlled with our SDK and a Python thing. So we can add more watches. It could be a multiplayer thing. Each person gets a splat. Yeah, things like that are possible with that, thanks to OSC. There's one more cool thing. You can, if you are just on an iPad and you want to have fun with friends, or just put some trippy things onto an Apple TV, that works as well. Like now I mirrored my iPad to the projector where it's connected with Apple TV, and I can also have 2-finger double tap, activate the panel, and if I start velocity drawing and pair my wow mouse also with that, I can also have fun on the projector with, oh, that is not ideal. Now I can, yeah, here we go. And that is just iPad and my watch. Pretty fancy and fun. And if I activate or deactivate velocity drawing, I can play around with taps. To get the cursor to look like this, I can recommend to activate accessibility settings, assistive touch, and then it will be more responsive. When Fluid is active, you can actually also overlay camera, so you can draw on your face or have more things happening. Oh, I haven't tested that. That is crazy. Holy cow. And the cool thing here is also you can use the iPhone camera as camera and move it around and give it to people and film stuff and put it onto this. So because of this continuity camera, And you can always change the camera here when it asks you for like when you reload the page. Yeah, and you can also, when it's on, change the scaling here if you want to have it bigger or smaller. Same with media, you can upload a logo or whatever you want. For example, this, and then scale the media. Fancy. Yeah, then yeah, now I should be able to control this with OSC. When I open, I think the magic of this whole platform is that it's like ultra portable and responsive. So you can start Stream Diffusion from your tablet and play around with it and stream it to a projector. You don't need a high-end machine to do something in Touch Designer or so, and it's kind of easy to jump on and understand. It's just the control net that might need some play around and understand what it changes, but with the help of the presets you can skip that. And also with the fluid and animation, you don't need to do much, you can just start playing with it. Yeah, and it's quite intuitive. Everything works on tablet and on computer, except the camera overlay in Fluid. Like when you are in Fluid and you want to overlay camera, there I faced some limitations. But yeah, I guess that should be it. No, okay. Thanks for listening. Fun thing was I opened Stream Diffusion and Diffusion Lab on Quest 3 and activated camera, and then I saw my own avatar and everything worked also there, which was quite stunning. And also with hand tracking and my avatar, and when I was moving the window to the left and right, it was showing my avatar from the back or from the side. Yeah, that is pretty much untouched, but I was happy that it works also there. And I think that's the power of JavaScript and web. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
That's pretty much it.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Here you see how it behaves. Move it around. That's it.